Good afternoon, I'm Neve Marriott, I'm the editor of Health Estate Journal, and I'm joined this afternoon by Constance Hales, who is the sales director of AQUATOOLS.
That's right.
Thank you so much for joining me today. How is the show going? What are AQUATOOLS doing at Healthcare Estates?
Thank you so much, Neve. It's been amazing being here. We're all very excited. So for AQUATOOLS is a very great opportunity because we've got our own stand this year. The engagement has been lovely. We've been able to talk to a lot of people. So it's great so far.
Brilliant. Okay, Constance, can you tell me a little bit about the product range that you're showing at Healthcare Estates today? What kind of products have you got on show? What are you planning?
Okay, so yes, on our stand at the moment, you will see some point of use filters.
Okay.
So basically what they do is little devices that you could clip straight onto your taps.
Yeah.
And they're widely used in hospitals, care homes, hotel, any sort of establishment that welcomes public and that could potentially host people with vulnerability, basically. So the way they work is they are made of plastic outside, and inside there is a membrane that filtrates between 0.1 and 0.2 micron. So we're talking bacteria grade at this point.
Right.
So that's why they're very efficient against Pseudomonas and Legionella, which are the two main bacteria we're trying to fight.
Absolutely. So this is a secondary filtration system to have it actually attached to the tap?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant.
That's right.
And that's what you're showing. Have you launched a new product for Healthcare Estates?
We haven't at the moment. We have our existing range, which is fairly new still anyway. So our 2G range would be more designed for hospital structures that would have quite a lot of use of their taps. Typically in those filters, the membrane would be much bigger,
right.
and in smaller structures such as care homes, rooms, or anything like that, where you might have not as much room to wash your hands, you would have some smaller filters. And we've also got a range of shower heads, because Legionella, as everyone knows, is a bacteria that spreads through the steam. So it's not something you would swallow by drinking water, it's something you would inhale, and then that would make you ill. So that's our main products.
Brilliant. And just as a final question, can I check, how long do the filters last for?
So we've got quite a fairly large range. Our filter lasts, depends on the products chosen, from 1 month to 4 months.
Right, okay, brilliant. And in your opinion, and from AQUATOOLS' point of view, what is the biggest issue in the healthcare industry at the moment? What is the biggest challenge or opportunity that we need to overcome?
So I think at the moment we can all agree that healthcare's organization, especially the NHS, are really struggling when it comes to retaining their staff, when it comes to getting things done. Purely because people are just not as involved in healthcare they used to be, and it's maybe not an industry that attracts as many people as it used to be for a number of reasons. Resulting in that when we speak to estates and facilities department, very often they tell us that they struggle to get all of their tasks completed. And when it comes to water management, they're obviously under very strict guideline, especially the L8, where they would technically have to flush, they would have to monitor the temperatures, and they do, and they tick that off the list. However, a lot of the FM managers right now are telling us that they're not able to guarantee that those tasks are done properly, because everyone is so rushed to do everything. So what AQUATOOLS is doing is we come not to replace those processes, who are really, really essential to the well-being of the patients and for our whole hospital, but really to support those processes and be there in case something is not done maybe the way we would have expected it to be, or if someone missed something somewhere.
Absolutely. So you talk about people maybe not being as passionate but getting young people in. Why are you in the healthcare industry? What's brought you here and what's keeping you here? What do you enjoy the most?
So I've trained up in France actually 20 years ago as a nurse. So clinical safety, the patient contact has always been one of my top priorities. And in my career, I've kind of dipped in and out, but always drawn back to it. And I found that there's a lot of ways to improve the patient's experience, whether it's behind the scenes when you work with estates and facilities, or looking after the patients directly. So AQUATOOLS for me was a very obvious choice, because it feels like you're not showing what you're doing all the time, but you are constantly looking for patient safety. So that drives me.
Oh, brilliant. And just a final question for you, Constance. What can we expect from AQUATOOLS next year and the next few years? What have you got going on in the pipeline? Is there anything you can tell me about?
I think you would need to come at my stand to ask me, but water management solutions is a massive playground for us. There's so many things we can think of. There's so many areas we can expand into.
Yeah.
And I think any sort of FM companies, any sort of hospital director, anyone involved with an establishment that potentially welcomes vulnerable people would have a lot to gain to contact AQUATOOLS. We might not be the obvious choice at the moment, but there is room on the market for more than one supplier, that's for sure.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.